Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here again on Gran Turismo 7 to take a look at 3 more of the cars from the latest update, update 1.49, including of course the stunning Lamborghini Gallardo and the Ferrari 430 Scuderia, but we're going to kick things off by looking at the Genesis Vision Gran Turismo car before we look at these two incredible and quite mad Italian supercars. Like almost all Vision Gran Turismo cars, the Genesis is priced at an exact 1,000,000 credits, and it's basically the track racer version of the Berlinetta Genesis Vision Gran Turismo that we've already got in-game. So to test this Genesis out quickly, I've come to the new track, the Eiger Nordwand, which we did visit several times in yesterday's video, but there's a few changes to this track over how it was in the previous game that it was in. Most notably, this hill is less steep, so there's a lot less of a jump there, but there are a couple more changes. For example, the pit lane's moved. It used to be kind of near the start-finish line there. The Genesis itself, though, it's very powerful, 870 horsepower pretty much, but also weighs quite a lot, partly due to its four-wheel drive system and a few things like that. So it kind of falls down where a lot of Vision Gran Turismo cars do. It's very fast in a straight line, but it doesn't drive terribly well. Anyway, this is the other change to the track. Over to the left here we have the new pit entrance, which has this cool... You go up this hill into the tunnel, which I think is incredible. The pit limiter drives you into the wall, though, which is... It's amazing, though. It's basically in a cave. As you may expect, there's no wide bodies or engine swaps or anything really available for this, because it's a Vision Gran Turismo car. I think we can go in and change the colour. It does also say we can change the wheels, but if you go on any of these tabs, none of them are equipable, so there aren't any wheels. So all we have left is the livery editor, which I'm probably not actually going to change because it's kind of a cool paint scheme. That's interesting. So to start with, when you go on paint body and it says there's a design is going to remove it. It does, but it keeps the fade from orange to black, which is kind of cool actually, having that, but without the pattern over the top. I tell you what, that in carbon fibre is actually stunning. So I am actually going to do that. I think that's incredible. As we can't customize it, at least we can change the paint colour to carbon fibre, which looks absolutely incredible. And over in the upgrade shop, as expected, there's not really anything you can do to it. All you can really do is fit it with different tyres. So if I was to put racing softs on, it just gives it a little bit more grip. Obviously in an endurance race they'd wear faster and blah blah blah, but yeah, just for grip on a time trial, which is probably... Well, to be honest, I'm probably never going to drive this thing again, because as cool as it is, it's not particularly enjoyable to drive, it's just fast. So I had actually forgotten we have the standard Ferrari F430 in the game, which I haven't actually bought, available for 243,200. And now, of course, we have the 430 Scuderia as well, for a bit more, 380,000 credits. And, well, there's quite a number of colours again. It seems as if they all have Scuderia stripes. Grigio Silverstone's always a classic for a Ferrari. But I think... I had one in this colour in one of the older Gran Turismos, so I think that's probably my only real option here. Although Blue Abu Dhabi does look particularly good, but yeah, Giallo Modena. I've come to Eiger Nordwand again, but we're on the reverse layout this time for a little bit of variety. I think this thing looks stunning actually in the yellow with the Scuderia stripes. What a car. I had one in Gran Turismo 5 or 6, I can't remember, but I modified it with wings and everything and used it for a whole ton of events in the campaign. It was my kind of go-to car for everything, so I have some good memories of this car. And being Gran Turismo, it's super detailed and accurate in the interiors and stuff. I mean, look at the weave from the carbon fibre is just beautifully done. And the shift lights on the steering wheel I love that it just says race on the dashboard. I know that's your Ferrari driving modes, but that's just cool. Obviously, not as excited for this one as I am for the other Italian supercar, the Gallardo, but I do also very much like the 430 Scuderia. So, there is some quite insane customization for both the Ferrari 430 Scuderia and the Gallardo, and as you can tell, it's changed colour, and that's because I've bought another one for this, so that I'm not ruining my nice new standard one. So I've bought the ones from the used car dealership as well, because as you see immediately, there is a wide body, and I didn't want to do that to my only Scuderia, but I do still want to do it to show you quite how mad this thing can look. So with the wide body applied, let's go through the custom parts. There are two front splitter options. One of them is quite aggressive, and two side skirt options. So I think some of these may have been available in the previous game. I certainly had a custom wing on my Scuderia. We may as well go with that, as we're being a bit mad. Perfect. Now we just need some bonnet pins and a tow hook. That one. Cool light bulbs. And there's already no number plate, so although that looks slightly better because it's darker, it kind of blends in better. Perfect. I'm also going to give it some BBS wheels, partly so that we can make them a bit bigger, but also partly so we can fill the arches. Just need some race suspension now. Interestingly, as soon as you try and paint it, it removes what it thinks is the livery, so you lose the stripe. I think we need to go with a Ferrari colour though. I actually really like Rosso Fiorano on this for some reason. Let's do that. Okay, perfect. With the wing mirrors and wheels all in the gloss black, I think that looks pretty good. Now it just needs some upgrades so that it drops a bit on its suspension. So I've gone a bit mad in the upgrade shop. I've taken power up to 728 horsepower and weight down to 1053 kilos by doing pretty much everything I can, as well as of course upgrading the tyres and suspension. All of the tyres are now Michelin branded in-game as well, which is interesting. So I've brought the modified Ferrari to a race at the new track, but being such high performance, it's done the thing that this game does, which is put me against FXXKs and P1 GTRs, because apparently that's all this car can now compete with. And we've gone. Oh wow, look, we can see them all going down the hill. That is a cool view. And the colour on this car, I have to say, looks stunning. This is the problem. It looks incredible, but I think I've ruined it. This is why I bought a second one to do this too, so that we've still got a vaguely drivable 430 Scuderia as well as this one. It's incredibly cool, but I have ruined it. Although actually, it seems if I drive it vaguely sensibly with some throttle control, it doesn't crash. And there we go. It does look good. It is 20th, but I wanted to finish the race anyway because I was enjoying driving it once I started throttle controlling and not crashing. And last but not least, in the new car dealer, the Lamborghini Gallardo LP560-4, my favourite car from the update, so this is the one I was really looking forward to. Available for 260,000 credits in only 3 colours. Right, so I'm going to end up with the yellow that it has from the used car dealership anyway. So I've got 2 yellow Italian cars. That's slightly disappointing, the colour selection on this. So then, let's take the Gallardo around the new track as well, because this is the one I'm most looking forward to. And to drive this in Gran Turismo, where the interior is so well done. Just incredible. One of my favourite cars on a really, really cool returning track. Pretty sure I must have driven this car on this track before on old Gran Turismo games as well. Yeah, my favourite car from the update on this incredible new track. Even if they have changed it and it's not quite the same as it used to be. This Eiger Nordwand layout. Still pretty cool. Let's see how much air we can actually get down here. I mean, everything used to fly, so it's not... It's kind of a shame that... I mean, that takes off, but it's a pretty fast car. Again, on the Gallardo, I went and bought another one from the used car dealership. Interestingly, the wide body on this is half the price of the one on the Ferrari. Actually, though, thinking about it, I'm kind of surprised that Ferrari allowed that at all. Again, to fill the arches, I do need to change the wheels, so I'll probably end up going for a pretty similar set of BBS wheels. I will bring them up to 20s, make them wider, and... I can't offset them. Still, fills the arches better than it did before. We then have custom parts, and if you thought the ones on the Ferrari were insane, get ready for this. Yeah, we can do that, make it bigger in carbon fibre, or that, make it look like a time attack car. Then the side is kind of less extreme, but there is one that's fully carbon fibre. And over at the rear, we have that diffuser, or that diffuser, which I'm pretty sure wasn't an option in Gran Turismo 6. I think this must be new. So I think you can see why I bought a second Gallardo for this, because there's not really much Gallardo left. Then on the rear wing, interestingly, this is the case for a few cars in this update. There's no custom wing sets, only Type A and Type B. Type A is fairly subtle, it's kind of a bit like the Superleggera wing, and Type B isn't. Yeah. What have I done to this poor Gallardo? I mean, it looks incredible, but poor thing. This is why I bought another one. We of course also have bonnet pins, which I feel like as we've done the rest, we kind of have to continue. Tow hooks, I went with that one on the Ferrari, so let's go with that one on the Gallardo. And other, we can of course super cool the bulbs, because that's necessary, and add a number plate, which wasn't previously there. I actually prefer the Gallardo one, let's leave that alone. And to distinguish it from the other one, I think we need a new colour. So yes, the only colour it was really available in, apparently, is yellow. We only had black and white apart from that. So we have Rosso Mars, Arancio Argos, Arancio, so we can make it bright orange. I kind of feel like maybe some kind of green, though. Lime. Verde Mantis isn't bright enough, I don't think. Again, just like on the Ferrari, I've gone with the gloss black on the mirrors, wing, and wheels. It's a shame we can't do them in carbon fibre like it kind of is before you paint over it, but there we go, that's the best we can do. And just like the Ferrari, the Lamborghini can get weight down to just over 1,000 kilos, but look at the power figure, because unlike the Ferrari, we can, as you could probably expect, because it's done to quite a lot of real-life Gallardos, you can turbocharge it, so it now has 1,059 horsepower, because that is necessary. So, one of the weekly challenges is a one-make Gallardo race at the Sardinia road course. So I've brought the modified Gallardo here, because it showed modified ones in the thumbnail image for it, although it would appear all the AI are in stock ones. Never mind. Nice to have an unfair advantage sometimes. Although, my driving's going to let me down, apparently. All-wheel drive saved me, though. I don't know, some of these are mildly modified. That wing is not standard on this car. Or that colour. Here we go. 180, 190, 200. Oh no, we're not stopping, we're not stopping, we're not stopping. So I was getting too carried away with the top speed along here last time. But I'm already doing way better. We're already up into 4th. No, never mind. It's just impossible to brake in a straight line in this thing. Or if you don't brake in a perfect straight line, it does that, is probably what I should really say. Oh no, we're getting... They're more heavily modified up here. This one's got the wide body and the wing, like I have. Whoa. Well, there it lost control before I even touched the brakes. It just went. It just started, like, jumping about, and then it went. I do not understand what just happened there. Apparently they updated the physics with this update and people have been complaining about it, so... I don't know if it has something to do with that. Or if it has something to do with putting over 1,000 horsepower in a car that normally has about half that. It starts... I didn't touch anything, it just did that. Hello there. We took the lead like that, and then immediately lost it again, of course, but... Luckily we can combat this with blinding straight line speed. So I think what I've learned is I've also ruined this, so... I'm glad I kept a stock version of this and the 430 Scuderia, because both modified ones, as cool as they look, well, one, they're not really useful for anything anymore, and two, they don't drive terribly well. This one has a crash in a straight line, and the Ferrari's just awfully twitchy. I don't know if some of that is to do with the updated physics, or if it's just having that much power in a car that shouldn't. But, there we go. I will enjoy driving the stock versions of both of them at some point again, but I'm probably going to avoid driving my modified ones, because they're terrible. We did win the race though, and we've done one of the weekly challenges, so... It's slightly scratched though. And that is going to do it for today's video, taking a look at another of the 3 cars added as part of Update 1.49 here on Gran Turismo 7. The Genesis Vision Gran Turismo car, to me, is just very similar to a lot of the others. Very fast in a straight line, 4-wheel drive, quite heavy, doesn't drive particularly well, but is very, very fast. Then we have these 2 incredible returning Italian supercars. The Gallardo, of course, a particular favourite of mine, but I do also really, really like the 430 Scuderia, so it is fantastic to see both of them back in the Gran Turismo series after being absent for a little while now. Stock, they are just beautifully modelled, and a lot of fun to drive. Modified, I did kind of ruin both of them, but, I mean, look at it. It's completely mad. So now I have a mad undrivable version and stock version of both of them. But yeah, just super happy to see them return and to see that fantastic Eiger Nordwand circuit as well, because I loved that and I loved these cars back in the older games. As ever though, do let me know your thoughts on this update and on Gran Turismo 7. I think it's fantastic to see so many cars. But for today's video, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next one very soon.